Hello and welcome to A Cup of Conversation on BRT TV. My name is John Ghazi and this week I have a really fun programme. I'm with three lovely ladies and we're going to be chatting about their lives here and about their link to BRT, because when you walk into the studios of BRT you don't get away without being on TV or being on radio, and they just recently come out of a radio conversation with Denise Phillips on her programme Radio Angel, and now they're on my show and we have the lovely threesome, just three of some good friends, Kathy Martin, Christine Wood and Levent Osman, and they are big fans of the BRT, especially our radio station as well. So let's find out more about these lovely ladies. First of all, Kathy, Christine and Levent, welcome to the programme.
Thank you
for inviting us, Jan.
It's lovely. It's been a long time in the making of you getting together and coming down to Lefkoshire, and you've made it on probably one of the coldest and wettest days of 2020 so far, haven't you?
I think originally we planned this about, well, in the summer last year.
Yeah.
I said to Christine, we really must get down to BRT so that you can meet Jan and Zell and Denise and everyone. We've been planning it for ages.
And I think what happened was, because of the new museum we have at the front of the building, that sort of like gave you an idea to, okay, let's do it now then. Now we've got something even more special to see, apart from all the DJ friends.
Yes.
It's great to have you here. Kathy, a lot of our listeners will know you, know your name at least, because you are a devoted listener. How long have you been here in North Cyprus?
We moved out here on May the 6th, May the 8th, 2006. So 13 years, 14 years this May.
Yeah, 14 years this May, with your darling husband, Alistair, who passed away. That was, is it?
1st of November 2015, so I'm in my 5th year without him now.
Really? Time goes by very quick. I was about to say 3 years, but now it'll be 5 years this November.
Yes, November.
Well, may he rest in peace, but he's a lovely gentleman. And since that time when you came here, you've been listening to our radio station. You've been with BRT all these years.
When we first arrived, as I say, on May the 7th, I think it was May the 8th, which was a Sunday, we were twiddling the radio and we came across English Voices.
And you've been with us ever since?
Ever since. And we heard DJ Mike's first show. And so I've been a fan of DJ Mike
since the beginning.
Then, yes.
Fantastic, very nice story. And here you are now with two of your close friends, and we've got Christine Wood and Levent Osman. Christine, welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. I know that we briefly met at a Christmas bazaar, didn't we, at the end of last year?
Yeah.
That's the first time we met, and I know that you were following radio with all your friends. But we met physically, face to face, first time last month.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see you again.
Welcome.
Is this your first trip to BRT?
Yes, it is. Yes.
And so you walked into the building. Is it what you expected? You've been on the radio with Denise as well. What's your first impressions of BRT?
It's fantastic. Really nice to meet everybody.
So how long have you been here in North Cyprus, Christine?
I've been here 16 years now.
16 years?
16.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what brought you to the TRNC?
Well, we've had holidays when my husband was alive. He passed away 4 years ago. And we decided to live our life out in the north because it was so nice. So we just came here with 2 suitcases and we stayed.
And you stayed? And you've been here ever since?
I've been here ever
Loving it, enjoying it here?
Yeah, great. And I've got lovely friends. I've got 3 really close friends, which is Kathy, Levent and Zev.
Yes. Zev's missing today. She's not here.
Yeah, she's working today.
She has to work. So big hello, big shout out to Zev as well, from all of us here at BRT. Yeah. So you have a nice friendship. I know that I see all the Facebook bantering going on between you guys. And how long have you been listening to our radio station? Because I know that you were an avid listener, or you are an avid listener as well, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. Well, I've been listening for quite some time now.
Yeah.
I think it was Kathy who put me on to you. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you are. So thanks to
I
Kathy.
love sending in requests and dancing, everything. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you are here today and that we can have this little chat. And finally, we have the lovely Levent Osman. Welcome, Levent, to the programme.
Thank you.
Now, with your name, I suppose that you are Turkish Cypriot.
Yes, yes.
And you are from, where are you from
Born
originally?
and bred West London, but we've been living here for 30 years now. So half my life in London and half my life in North Cyprus.
And where are you staying here? Where are you living in North Cyprus?
We've got a house in Tashkent, but we spend a lot of time in Girne. That's why we're friendly with these lovely ladies.
Yes.
A bit more of a social life in Girne. and we've got lots of English friends, or expats, not only English, which is what I like.
Yeah.
Because so I don't miss home so much.
So what brought you back here then?
My husband. He hated London.
Really?
Yeah, because he used to live in Australia, but we didn't want to go back to Well, he didn't want to go back to Australia, but he said, "Do you mind if we try Cyprus?" And I said, "Okay." He said, "If you don't like it, we'll come back." But I've never looked back since.
Yeah, so you do like it then?
Yeah, I do, yeah. And
he's
our
happy as
children
well?
were small, so yeah. I'm happy.
Do you
yeah.
have, are you working?
Yeah, I'm retired now.
You're retired?
I worked for Top Rock nearly 23 years. So I've been retired now 2 years.
So you have time to meet with your friends?
Yeah, not as much time still as I thought I would have, but I do my best.
So how did you guys meet then? I mean, what's your connection
We
then?
met
Who's going
through
to tell the
Frozen
story?
Cypriots.
Frozen Cypriots.
Ah, the Frozen Cypriot group, yeah.
You interviewed Erin and Selmin.
Yes,
then.
I did, yes. Mhm.
After Alistair died, I began to get onto the internet more.
Yeah.
Because while Alistair was alive, I didn't feel the need to be on the internet.
Yeah, of course.
Once he died, I began investigating, and I came across Frozen Cypriots, joined it, and through
We
that,
had a get together, didn't we?
So really, you
Alistair.
had an online friendship,
Yeah.
social media friendship, before you actually met physically.
Yeah.
And then we decided to have a get-together with Frozen Cypriots, and we were very lucky that Erin was here from Australia. So we met at Alistair.
Alistair was the
We had
first,
a
yeah.
gathering. Basically, we just put a post on Frozen Cypriots saying, if anybody's interested, we're meeting at this restaurant, please come along and join us. And at that, we met each other for the first time in
we've made
real
some
life.
good friendships from that day on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, Christine? So how do you fit into the group then?
Well, I fit in. I think Zev actually introduced me to Kathy, and then she introduced me to her cousin Levent, and Zev has helped me such a lot as well.
Yeah.
When my husband died, she helped me a great deal, and these two friends here, brilliant. Yeah.
So it's nice to have a good, close friendship.
Yeah,
with...
they're three of my best friends.
Yeah.
I call them the three amigos, if you know.
Yeah, I know. On Facebook, they're always the three amigos. So
Yeah.
it's lovely to have that close friendship. It's lovely for you as well, Kathy, isn't it? To have such nice friends around to keep you company and to chat with.
And they know that I'm not likely to join them at night because I'm happy once I get home in the afternoon, that's it. I shut the door, I'm in my flat, and I'm very happy on my own.
Yeah.
But
We're night birds, aren't
yes, whereas these two go out gallivanting, dancing at night. And if anyone looks underneath his page, you'll see them dancing around the studio.
Yeah, so you were dancing. You were on the radio earlier
I was
on.
sitting watching them.
But it's nice, and the fact that Bike National brings you all together musically as well.
exactly.
You all listen, and in fact, Levent, your name always rings a bell to me before I even met you because
It's a boy's name, yeah.
yeah, not because of it's the boy's name, but because DJ Mike also reads out your name.
Yeah, we're very friendly with Mike, yeah.
Yeah, I think you request songs from him, don't you, as well?
Yeah,
on
we've been
Mike's-
friends with Mike for about 13 years, ever since they came, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
love
he always
Mike and
says,
Pam.
Levent Osman.
Yeah.
From Tashkent,
from-
yeah.
And
Pevsey, and my
Yes,
husband's name,
yes,
yeah.
yes. So I always felt like I knew you
Really?
before I met you because the names ring a bell.
Familiar.
So it's fantastic to meet you guys here
Yeah,
as
you
well.
too, you
So everyone's enjoying themselves. You have a social meeting. Have you had any more meetings with the Frozen Cypriots recently or not?
Not recently, but we had.
We
three
have
or
one once
four.
a year. Sometimes we can manage a summer one if people are over from the countries that they
Yeah.
live in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Einor, yeah.
your cousin, isn't
Yeah.
she? I went at Einor.
It brings everybody together. It's really good fun, actually.
It's a great group. So it's nice to meet up with people that you also converse with
Yeah.
on Facebook or
And now I
social
have
media.
a very strict rule. I won't become friends with somebody on Facebook unless I've actually met them in the real world.
I'm a bit like that as well.
So I won't. You're getting friend requests all the time.
Yeah.
But if I haven't physically met somebody,
Then you don't want
I
to.
won't. And I had that rule for about 2 years now, because I get fed up with being bombarded with these
Yeah.
friends requests, and so I ignore them.
You're quite a celebrity, really, aren't you, Kathy? Because, I mean, we were just talking off air. This is your second time on my programme, because you came not long after your husband passed away, and we did a special programme in tribute to Alistair Martin. And you've been on the main event loads of times.
I've done 3 main events.
3 main events. So you're quite, media savvy now. I think you're very, very popular. But also, everyone's talking about how much weight you've lost because you go to a dietitian, and health-wise.
Can I mention him by name?
You can mention him by name.
Davut, he works in the Camelot Camelot, I can't pronounce
Yeah,
it.
Camelot Hospital.
Hospital in Guinea. And I had an accident on the 1st of February 2017 when I fell and broke my back. And while I was in the hospital, and I must point out at that stage, I weighed about 19 stone, which is lots of kilos. I can't remember how many kilos, but lots of them. And my surgeon recommended me, because she was also in the Camelot, she recommended me to Davut. And at the time, when I first joined him, I was in a wheelchair. And I can remember being pushed into his office, and when we talked back, he said, he looked at me and he thought, oh my goodness, how on earth am I going to help this woman? She's in a wheelchair, she's not going to be able to exercise. Yeah. How are we going to do anything? But when I saw him, and I got on those scales with help for the first time, and I was convinced I wouldn't be able to lose weight. He gave me this eating plan. I looked at it and I thought, I can't eat that much. There's an awful lot of food there. By the time I went back the following week, I was expecting to have gained about 3 kilos because I didn't seem to have stopped eating. Yeah. I had lost 2.5 kilos. Wow. And that was it. I was his fan from then on. Whatever he told me to do, you did it. I did it.
And in fact...
And I lost 50 kilos.
You lost 50 kilos since that time.
Which is about 8 stone for people who don't understand kilos.
And also, you go to the gym, don't you?
Now I go 5 times a week, and I walk 40 minutes on the treadmill.
Fantastic.
And I can only do things like this on a Tuesday or a Thursday because I'm in the gym other days.
Oh, so you fitted me into your busy schedule, did you? Okay, thank you very much, Kathy.
And I did say to Levent, she said we must really, and I said, well, as long as it's a Tuesday, because I can't give up my gym, you know, and I go basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday.
There you are. So your Tuesday being free allowed you to also be on my programme today. So it's a win-win situation for all of us. So ladies, you all have a passion for music. So Kathy told us about how they were looking for English language radio station. They found it on the first day they arrived here. But is music important to you guys? Well, Christine, I mean, okay, Kathy introduced you to our radio station, but are you a big fan? Would you used to listen to music all the time to the radio before?
Yeah. I've always liked dancing. Yeah. Always. Yeah. Always liked dancing.
What's your favourite style of music? I mean, what do you like to listen to the most? Who would be your request? I think you played a song. You chose a song today, didn't you, on the radio?
In the mood. Because I'm in the mood.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
So you're very, you know, you love, because you used to give me some great requests on my Take 5 programme, some different songs for me to play, and I used to love finding them and sharing them. So, you know, you like your music, yeah?
I love my music. I've always got the radio on. Yeah, I love my music.
Me too.
Could you wish my daughter Pauline happy birthday?
I will.
And also say thank you to my landlord, Ganesh, because he looks after me so well.
Okay then, definitely, we'll do that on the radio. When's your daughter's birthday?
It's on the 13th.
Of January. This programme is being recorded before your daughter's birthday, but we don't know when it's going to be aired quite yet, so it might go out after her birthday. But happy birthday, what's your daughter's name?
Pauline.
Happy birthday, Pauline. Do you want to wait to have? Do you want to wait to the cameras then?
Where's the camera?
Well, one of the cameras is you can look at that camera there and wave.
Right. Yeah. She's lovely. She sings as well.
She sings?
She sings. Not full time, but she's got a lovely voice. Yeah.
Well, when she comes over, does she come over to Cyprus to visit every now and then?
Yeah, she does, and she's coming over. Well, she comes once a year, and she's hoping to come to me again. She might come for my birthday in April, or maybe later.
Well, maybe you could bring her into the studio when she comes over. Maybe we can hear her sing. What do you think?
That.
All right, then that's another. It's on TV now, so we have to do it now. Yeah. And that's a promise from Pauline, hopefully, as well.
Get her onto YouTube.
Yeah,
I will indeed. Yeah.
What does she like to sing? Is she good? What's her style of music?
Everything. That's pop music, and she writes. She done a lot of songs she wrote.
Really? She got her own original material?
She wrote quite a few songs. I mean, she doesn't do so much now because she's got a few hospital things going on, but singing, she loves singing.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get Pauline into the studio one day and hear her sing.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what about you, Levent? I mean, you know, you and your husband request songs on Mike's programme, but I mean, were you always into music and listening to the radio as well before?
Me, I can't live without music.
Really?
Yeah, it's on all the time. The radio's on, even when the TV's on, the radio's on, and my husband's saying, well, which one are you listening to? I said, well, one is listening to the radio, one is listening to the TV, and in the car, no.
And you're not listening to Pepsi.
No, exactly, exactly. And then it's on in the car, and even when I go out the house, I don't bother turning off the radio.
No, I'm
So
the
when
same.
I come in, I can still, just in case I miss something. No, I
Really?
love
So it's
music.
always on?
Yeah, it's always on. Ever since I've been a kid, I loved the radio.
So you're living in Tashkent, which is a little bit far away from...
But we have a house in Guinea as well, so we come and go.
Yeah.
No.
What's it like in Tashkent? I mean, are
It's
you near the
lovely.
nature park?
Yeah, yeah. You have to pass our house to get up to the mountain, yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
okay
it's
then.
on- yeah,
So that's a lovely area. That area now is very developed, isn't it?
It is, it's lovely. It's
Are you
lovely
happy
and
there in
peaceful.
Tashkent?
Yeah, I'm happy. It was easier for me to get to work from Tashkent, but now I'm retired, I spend more time in Guinea. Because my daughter's there and my grandson's there, so it's a bit closer for them and my friends. Well, I've got friends in Tashkent, but I've got different friends in Guinea. We do more with the friends in Guinea. A bit more of a social life there.
So, I mean, when you say social life, what do you like doing? I mean, Kathy said she's out during the day, but
I
she
don't
won't go out with
mind
you.
day or night. I'm easy.
So what do you do then? What's the night thing that you
Daytimes,
do?
night times. We go somewhere for a meal with music, or if we don't go out for a meal, we just go out to Piabella where there's live music.
Yeah.
Other restaurants and hotels have live music, and sit and have a drink, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
Sit and have a drink and a dance if you want to. You don't have to.
You usually want.
But we usually go. A little bit of exercise because we're not so good at the gym like Kathy. But yeah, Kathy's a daytime person. If it's possible, we meet up for coffees, teas, or brunches, or charity do's with Kathy and Seb and Chris.
So retirement is good for you here in Cyprus?
Yeah.
Yeah, you enjoy it. You're not bored? Or...
No way, no way.
That's good.
Don't have time to get bored.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Don't have time to do half the things I thought I would do. I still don't have time.
Christine, I mean, like Kathy, you unfortunately you lost your husband, and Kathy and Alice were listeners of ours, and so Kathy uses us as, you know, and we love her. She's like our second mum back in the national radio. Because the number one mum has to be Chili Nufcuts from Teloko. She's been around a little bit longer than you have, Kathy. But do you find that you have similar things to talk about because you both?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, we
Very
do.
good friends, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. She's been a lovely friend. Really, she's a good listener, and we have a nice chat.
The reason why I ask, because you've got a daughter in the UK with her family there, and have you got just Pauline in the UK?
No, I've got 5 children and 8 grandchildren.
Wow, and they're all in the UK?
Yeah.
And so here you are, you could have gone back, let's say, after your husband passed away, to be with your family, but you preferred...
Well, the thing is, we were going to go back in the April, and he said we'll stay another 6 months. This was 4 years ago, nearly 4. And in between that time, we got cancer, and they asked where he wanted to be treated, here or in the UK.
Yeah.
And he said, here. So he got treated here, and he died within 9 months. And I wanted to stay anyway. And through my good friends, they gave me confidence
To stay?
here.
Well, Sev was a huge help.
Sev, she used to run us up to get his chemo and everything done. I couldn't have done without her at the time.
Yeah.
She was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then she introduced me to Cassie, and she said, you're going to have to meet Cassie. And I said, oh, I don't want to go out on my own. And now I go everywhere on my own if I don't see them.
Yeah, so it's good for your self-confidence.
I make sure I live in a shared villa. I've got now I do. I used to have a 3-bedroom, but I needed something a little bit cheaper because it cost a lot for the private hospitals when my husband was in them. And so now I make sure I go out somewhere every day, or I might have a day in. I'll just get on a bus and go somewhere, shopping or whatever.
Yeah.
But Cassie, when I go shopping to the supermarket, I do a shop and I meet her at Sev's restaurant, and we have a coffee Pardon?
Give you a lift
Yeah,
home.
and she gives me a lift home with my shopping when I got a lot of shopping. Yeah.
Excellent. So it's a nice little group that you got together, Kathy, with your friends, and it's so nice because we, you know, for us who are working it night and day, we don't realise how sometimes it can be a bit lonely, especially when you lose a partner. And so to have this connection with your friends, and you've all got the same sort of interest in music and going out and eating and drinking and socialising, and the love for Cyprus because you met on Frozen Cypriots as well. So you know, it's good to have this connection. And so is it nice for you to also have that sort of friendship with your friends? Physically, I mean, it's nice to have the radio, but to also go out and meet people outside, it's nice as well, isn't it?
I refuse to cook. As everybody knows, I will not cook.
You won't cook?
I won't cook. So I eat out my lunch every single day. I'm out for lunch. And
why not?
5 times a week I'm at the gym. So basically I tend to have my lunch on a sort of Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday at the same restaurant, service restaurant, where she accommodates my eating plan very nicely for me. And then on my daughter knows where I'm going to be eating because I'm very I like my. Today I've had to apologise to the restaurant I would normally go to because I won't be there today. And I didn't want them to worry.
Yeah, of course,
they
yes.
get used to see me every Tuesday.
Yes.
And if suddenly I'm not there,
They might worry, but where is Kathy?
I'm on Facebook and he'll be sending me a message saying, "Are you all right, Kathy? Why aren't you with us? What's happening?"
So you let them know in advance so that you're not coming today.
Yes.
Because you're actually spending the day here at BRT,
Yes.
having lunch here as well after this interview. But again, I briefly met your daughter and her family when they came over for Alice's funeral. But you never thought about, well, should I go back to the UK and be nearer them?
I can honestly say, Jan, that there was not one iota of a moment that I thought I'd want to go back to the UK. We left the UK because we hated the weather in the UK.
Yeah.
We were from Rhodesia. My daughter was born in Rhodesia, and when she was 18 months old, we went back to UK in August '78. From the moment we arrived back in the UK, we knew we were not going to be living there for the rest of our lives. Originally it was going to be Spain, but then Spain got very expensive when they joined the Euro. And friends of ours from Rhodesia came here, bought themselves a plot of land in Chatalco, and they said to us, "You've got to come." We came here in March 2005. We spent about 10 days, and in that time we fell in love with the TRNC.
Yeah.
And we went back to the UK, and they came to visit us in the August. And when they left, I can remember turning to Alistair and saying, "When can we go?" Because we just had enough.
You wanted to go back? You come back? Yeah.
We hated the weather in the UK. We hated those grey, depressing days. Having said that, this recent weather is...
Yes. And you have, as I said at the beginning of the interview, you've chosen one of the wettest and dreariest days of the year so far.
The thing is, we know that probably tomorrow the sun will be back.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK, you can go for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
And
Plus, Kathy, the people are so friendly.
oh,
here.
yes, here, everyone's so friendly. And although, much as I've tried so hard to learn Turkish, as soon as you start speaking Turkish, they all want to practice their English.
So they will end up talking English again.
Yes.
And the fact is, because you live in Douankoi, and you know you're mobile enough to drive around. Where you go is quite near, so you know there's no worry about distance, going anywhere far, and worrying about getting home late or anything. You know, you've got you know where you're going to go. You have as you said, you know, you're quite.
I must say, I'm so grateful to Levent for driving us here.
Yeah.
Because my poor little car would have really struggled.
My car's
Yeah,
used
thank
to
you,
coming. That's
Levent,
okay.
for bringing everyone down
That's
today.
okay, everybody's welcome. My car's used
It's
to
not an easy
long
drive. I
distances.
mean, I do it every day, but some days it can be quite daunting, especially
I've
with
done it
the
for
rain
years.
and
You
everything.
live in Guinea as well, don't you?
I do, yes, I do live in Guinea. I live in Cornwall, so I'm not too far from you guys. But you know, it seems like you've got a really good friendship here. And touch wood, it'll continue. Are there any plans for the near future? Any more outings or any more things
There's
you want
always
to do?
things in the pipeline, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a day out to BRT, but maybe you could do things like, you know, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, go somewhere and do something special, an outing.
They can come to Tashkent again to
I'd
see
love to
our
see your
museum.
museum
That's
again.
another thing that we did that time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm free.
You're always free.
She's always free.
Tell us about your museum.
Yes, tell us that.
Well, you wrote a blog, didn't you, that time?
Ages ago.
So that blog is still on Google.
Yeah.
It tells you about the museum and all the old memorabilia that my husband's been.
I think the thing that struck me is you've got the original millstone.
Yeah, he just loves anything old.
So this is a museum
it's in their house. We've got a big garden.
Right.
My husband started collecting items and hanging them all over the place in the house. And people used to come and say, well, your house looks like a museum. And I'm saying, yeah, actually it does. And then I said to my husband, we'd have to do something about this, like put all your stuff in somewhere separate because they get dusty and crowding.
Yeah.
So we had an old shed, which he turned into a nice room. And he put all his antiques in there. And then because he had a room, he started collecting even more. So that room wasn't big enough. So he made another room, and it turned into quite a little a place of interest.
One of the things I think is really struck in my mind is that beautiful wedding dress you've got.
Yeah.
The red velvet with the gold embrace.
Bindal, it's called.
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
Very old.
So what are the things that your husband collects? What, I mean, is it all to do with Cyprus? Are they old things?
Yeah, Cypriot.
Village things?
Yeah, he's been on a few television programmes actually.
Ah,
yeah.
interesting.
BRT went, and the other some other private stations.
Okay, well, maybe you send him in down one day to talk to me about this.
Don't know. It gets a bit nervous about things like this.
Well, you can tell him that you've been on John's programme, so you tell him how much fun it is.
Yeah.
Twist his arm. But that's interesting. So, I mean, are you happier now that it's not in your house? It's actually.
Well, yeah, we've still got remnants of it. We still have things in the house as well, but most of it's outside.
But
now.
where does he find all this stuff then? Just people give them to him or donate it to him, or
he buys it as well. He buys.
He buys.
But first it was just like people were throwing stuff out in their yards, and he was saying, "Oh, this is nice. Do you want it now?" I said, "Can I have it?" Yeah. And now because it's become quite popular, people aren't parting with their old antiques anymore. They'll sell them, but they won't give them to you. So
because
he buys.
it's now the trend.
He buys though. He doesn't mind.
So this museum in your garden, in the house in the garden, is it open to the public?
Yeah, sure. It's open, but because we don't live there all the time anymore, you have to phone us up, so we
they can make an appointment.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a name for this? How can we find it?
It's called Tashjol, or Ethnografia Musesi.
Right.
We've had schools come. We've had bus loads of people.
Are you on social media?
The picnic. It's on the way. Well, there's a blog on it. Yeah, it's on my Facebook page.
All right then. So
it's on the way to the Tashkent picnic park, Doha Park.
Like you say, you have to pass your house to get up there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's
obviously, there's very interesting. I didn't know that there was a museum like that there, and so people can make appointments and go and have a wander around.
What I will do, I will look out my blog. And I'll repost it onto your page.
Why not do that, Kathy? Yes, I think we should all hear about this.
And you can see.
Yes, share it with us as well. Interesting. So, everyone's very, very busy. Everyone's doing what they're doing, but it's great to have you guys here, and I hope that you've had a nice time so far at BRT today.
And I'd like to thank you for explaining to us some of the wonderful things you've got in your foyer.
Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, the curator, Ayhatun Atashin, who's a very famous ceramicist, she's actually going to be doing, this was, a very quick project at the end of last year to get our museum ready for the anniversary of BRTK, which was on Christmas Day last year. Now she's going to be doing things bigger and better with actual words, explanation in Turkish and in English. So maybe when that's all done, there'll be another trip in the future, maybe later on this year. Who knows?
I don't suppose it'd be possible to do a couple of conversation around your museum, would it?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Would you be able to film out there?
Yeah, we'll film out there maybe, or get my colleague Engi to do a vox pop out there as well. I'm sure he'll do a program. But yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed your trip today. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you for making an effort to come to BRT in such bad weather, and I wish you a safe journey back home. Safe journey home. Keep on listening to the radio. Keep in contact.
Definitely.
Keep those requests coming in.
Definitely.
And it really means a lot to us as well that you feel close to us, that we have you here.
Quick thing, when are we getting your Take 5 programme back on a Friday afternoon?
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, well, maybe the new year, this new year, maybe we could come back to that. We'll see. No promises.
Yeah, I said that last year.
I said that last year. We'll see. I promise that if there's a change in schedule, I'll be back doing a live programme like Take 5.
Because Chris and I used to love getting home on a Friday afternoon for your show.
And we love having you guys listening to us. It makes a big difference. So thank you very much. Have a great time keeping your friendship going. This is what friends are for. Sticking to each other through thick and thin, but you are our friends as well. We love having you here. Thank you, Kathy, Christine, and Levent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And also, big hello to Sev as well, who couldn't be here today because she was working. But the four of you are a great team. Keep it going.
Thank you very much, Jen.
And also a big hello and a way to Hatice, who is sitting by the wings, waiting to take you off to lunch now here at BRTK. Thank you, Hatice. And with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Cup of Conversation. Hope you enjoyed listening to Kathy Martin, Christine Wood, and Levent Osman. And if you haven't listened to our radio station, listen to Biker National on 87.8, 105 FM. And of course, the whole of BRT TV and radio is online, brtk.net. Click and listen or watch. Thank you for watching today. Thank you to the ladies, and see you next week for another show. Until then, bye-bye.